All right, it's 2 o'clock. We've got rising junior defensive tackle Griffen Willis with us. Scott Wyckoff, you lead us off.
Hey, Griff, what's it been like you for your first spring since you made the position changes? Are you really starting to feel comfortable having had a spring now to go through it and be ready for the upcoming season?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was a great opportunity over the season to be able to switch over to defensive tackle, but going through spring, it's been a really good level up, I'd say, to just get better and work on my fundamentals. Even though I have been out for a little bit, it's good to get a lot of knowledge from Coach Hall. I've been able to really hone down on the things I need to work on and the things that I need just to elevate a little bit more.
What's the biggest difference for you playing at that new position than at nose guard?
I'd say the biggest difference for me is just a little bit of spacing. And you might not notice it when you're watching the game, but nose guard is really you got tight quarters. And for me, I'm a little bit of a taller guy compared to the nose guards we have on the team. So having a little bit more space to strike, get a quick first step down has been really helpful. And I've enjoyed it because it's given me opportunities to go make plays.
What's it like playing for Coach Hall? Last year, he was named the defensive running game coordinator, and I'm sure, had a big part of the decision to move you to that new position. What's it like playing for him?
It's a great opportunity. I mean, not many people or not many coaches in the country coach like him, and with how perfect and not, I wouldn't say perfect, but how up to a standard he holds us and how precise that he is. I mean, I think it's a great thing to have, especially being a coach. The way that he teaches us, he dumbs it down to the best way possible and makes it easy for us to understand. He makes things not complicated. So the transition from nose to defensive tackle has been pretty smooth because a lot of the same stuff that we do at nose guard, the same movements we do at defensive tackle. So it's been very easy to adjust. It's been very easy just to learn from him coming from a plebe going up to being a junior now.
And what's it like having Coach Niamat as the assistant on the line, kind of being closer to your age, having gone through what you've gone through?
He's great. I mean, he gets to get his hands dirty with us as well. He's a lot more personable, I could say, because he's younger and he understands what we're thinking, understands the movements that we're doing. And I'm not saying Coach Hall doesn't either, but he when we get personal time to train with him, it's also a great experience. He does a great job teaching us and doing exactly what Coach Hall wants for the front. He just does it in a different way, and it's very easy to understand.
Thanks.
So are you saying old guys are not personable?
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying
that. Wags.
Yeah, I'm going to have to play this tape for Coach Hall. So you made the move last year, and obviously you did pretty well, learning the position on the fly. But I'm going to guess that you and Coach Hall sat down after the offseason, and he talked to you about how you can really hone in on your craft of playing that tackle position. What were some of the things you thought you could improve upon specific to that position?
Big thing for defensive tackle, especially when we go against triple option teams, is pad level. And that's always been a problem for me coming from high school. I've always been a little too high. And I think that's one thing that I've tried to work on the best I can. It's still a little bit of a problem that I need to get better on, but that's what practice is for. I'd say just the understanding of my wing sets to the boundary side, because I'm more of a boundary side player instead of a field side player. Formations in the backfield, not triple option teams, but regular form teams like what Oklahoma did. Understanding what those are and what zone frames that we're going to get. I think that's one thing that could really benefit my style of play this upcoming season. And I'm looking forward to it over the summer, learning more from Coach Hall. Yeah.
What about physically? I mean, did you feel like you wanted to improve your size and strength and whatnot? I mean, obviously as a sophomore, you've only had a couple years of physical development. I imagine you get in there and outlift Landon Robinson in the weight room, right?
I wish I could. Landon's just, that type of guy. He's the strongest guy on the team for a reason. But I'm working out with him every single chance I get. We bench basically the same numbers. He got me a little bit on the squat, but my weight wise, Coach Hall still wants me the same weight because he wants us rather more fast than big and slow. that's just kind of the culture we have on defense. Strength, always trying to get better. Send PRs, and that's what Coach K is for, and he does a great job for that. But physically, I'd say just keep going on the program that we have, doing extra work when everyone else is just laying back. I think that's really what benefited me and gave me the opportunity to play as a sophomore and have quality reps rather than just being on the sideline, just doing the extra work when other people are just not doing as much.
So you're weighing about 273 then?
I'm 275. It says 273, but I mean everything fluctuates. I'm high end's 278, low end 273. It's just up and down.
So what do you think you bring to the table? I mean, is that, you mentioned, do you think that, footwork, quickness, that kind of thing, or some of your, what you do well and enable you to have success?
I'd agree. But it's not all that. I feel like getting to be behind Clay Cromwell, behind Biscuit, Busick, Landon, and Jay Reed the past 2 years, I've been able to learn what they think and how they performed and what made them such great players. So I say IQ. Understanding what forms you're going to get at is a huge play to play in the defensive line. And I've been grateful to learn from all those guys, because once you don't have to think too much when you're in the game, you can play so much faster. And that's when the physicality, that's where the footwork comes in. So I'd say that I'm not there yet, but I'm getting better each time we go into the film room, and it's definitely needed. I'd say I don't like bragging about my stuff. I like to work hard. I mean, it helps every time you go out there. But I'd say I always need to get better at my footwork. Always need to get better where my eyes are placed, where my strike's at. But I am getting better, and that's what practice is for, and this is what spring ball has been for.
So Kendall Whiteside had been the starter at that position for most of last season until you moved in there, and I'm going to imagine that, that probably motivated Kendall to work harder. I'm sure he's not conceding the starting job to you, and he's going to be a senior. How's Kendall coming along?
Kendall's doing great. He's gotten a lot of opportunities and a lot of reps this spring. And I don't think there's any ill will against each other. I mean, we're a big team. We always want to have success for each other. And that he's always been a super supportive person. Even when he was a starter and when he was a second string, it didn't matter. He had the same great attitude. He was still motivating. He still wanted us to have success. And I think he's doing a great job during spring. He's gotten a lot better. I'd say his footwork's gotten a lot better. His strike's gotten a lot better. His speed has gotten better too.
What about your classmate, Matt Reyes? How's he coming along?
He's doing really good. He's taken his opportunities that he's had this spring, and he's really capitalizing on them. He's done a really great job recognizing zone frames, and he's been a lot better at striking. He's got a lot stronger. He's been working out with me and Landon a lot more, and I can tell that he's been really wanting to get better. And that's something I take, I'm happy for, because he's one of my best friends. Got to know him these past 2 years, and gotten to experience a lot of things together. And he's doing a fantastic job. He just needs to keep he needs to keep his head down and keep working.
The last for me for now, when you in high school at Lake Travis, what position did you play?
It was a little different than what we have here. It was just defensive tackle. Me and my we had 2 D tackles, 2 defensive ends. We didn't have like an outside linebacker thing.
It was a 4-3 alignment?
It was a 4-3. And so I would play field side, sometimes play boundary side, but it was a lot dumbed down to the stuff we have here. And so it was easier to understand. But the defense that we had back at Lake Travis, it was easy to just kind of flow my thought into what Navy football is about, and made me understand the plays a lot quicker.
Well, thanks.
If you grew up an Oklahoma fan, how cool was that to play in the bowl game against them, and how meaningful was it to come away with a win?
It was one amazing experience, especially since my dad and I have always been the biggest fans of OU. Growing up in Austin, Texas, where Longhorns bleed burnt orange, it was it was weird to not root for Oklahoma, because I always have been my entire life. I've always been a hated guy from my hometown when it came to the OU Red River rivalry game. But there's never been a game where it's actually made me cry, except for my last high school game and the actual Oklahoma game. Before the game started, when the flag was out on the field, we had the flyover. I actually shed a few tears, and going into the game, it was pretty emotional seeing Navy and burnt red. It was pretty cool. And then, definitely getting to get the win, that was just a cherry on top.
Yes, some chills when you heard Boomer Sooner.
Yeah, I did. throughout the week of practice, I like when we had the OU fight song like playing. I would like sing the OU fight song when I was like running from station to station just because I knew it from memory. It was kind of funny. I wouldn't say it out loud too much, but it was
No,
pretty
that's
cool.
cool. That's cool. Stacy worked for 1 year at Oklahoma.
Well, real quick, let me jump in. Why are you an Oklahoma fan?
So it's a pretty easy story. I mean, my dad's from upstate New York, biggest sports fan on this entire planet. He knows every date of every game possible. It's actually crazy. But he didn't move, but he chose to go to University of Oklahoma because who was Brian Bosworth, the Boz. And because he was a linebacker, he wanted to kind of be like him. He didn't play football there, but he went to college there and he moved to Houston. He had me and we've been OU fans ever since.
I've never heard of someone who chose the college based on the football player.
I didn't
It
even
happens more than you think.
My dad's a little funny.
Happens more than you think.
Yeah.
Scott Wyckoff.
Where in upstate New York did your dad grow up? What town?
He was all over the place. Centerville, not Centerville, Central Square, Baldwinsville, and there's a few other spots, but it was all over upstate. Big Syracuse fans as well.
Has he ever taken you guys back to upstate New York in the summer?
Yeah, he has. We have a lot of family up there, so we got to go visit a lot of grandparents, cousins. It's a really nice area. I enjoy going back every time we can.
Yeah. Nice in the summer. Not so nice.
Not nice in the winter. We have gone skiing though up there.
Oh,
That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun.
What is it that makes Landon such a good player, and how does his play and all the attention that he gets help you when you line up next to him?
One thing that I can say about Landon before we go into like his playing is how good of a person he is. He makes like adjusting and like getting into the game a lot easier because I know that the guy that I work out with every single day with in the weight room, outside of the weight room, just talking, going to class, going to lunch. He's such a personal guy and just a great teammate and a great person. But the way that he works, I mean, I thought I worked hard when I came here. I thought I did the extra work, and then I met Landon, and I thought I was a couch potato. I mean, he does crazy things, and it works for him. And when I got to go out there and start with him for the first time, I'm pretty sure against USF, I didn't have anything to worry about because the guy that I was playing right next to, and also Justin Reed, I mean, I knew they were doing their job and they were doing it 100%. So I needed to rise my play to them. And once that happens, I mean, it made the switch to being a starter super easy. And just the way that he works it's next to none.
How important is it for you guys to take it to another level, with the success you had at the end of the season, to build on that success and take it to another level?
It's extremely important. I mean, we have a lot of goals that we have set personally and also for the team. And I mean, for the defensive line especially, I mean, we're really working on defining the dogs of the D line and to get there. I mean, we want to be the best. We didn't have the greatest season last year. When it comes to stats, a lot of people outdid us what we typically do. And so we have a goal of getting better and, not getting complacent of, success, like what happened in the past, not getting complacent of that and just keeping our heads down and working.
How much pride do you guys take, maybe not getting the big stats, but opening up those big stats for the linebackers, keeping guys off them?
It's a big part of our defense, especially when it comes to triple option. I mean, we have jobs, we got to sacrifice our bodies so our, the athletic guys behind us can go make the plays in the backfield. And when our opportunities come, we got to go make those plays. Can't let those things slip. So we take a lot of pride in doing our job and doing our 111th, Coach Volker says. So everyone can, like, where the ball ends up, that's where the person who's got that guy makes that play. It's a team sport for a reason.
And how do you like this new group of linebackers that are making their way through spring practice?
I love it. I mean, Job Grant, Marcus Blazard, Mark Anthony, Parker Coleman, Collie, they've been working really, really hard, and I've seen it. They've been performing really hard. They're physical. They're nasty. I mean, we're losing Colin Ramos and Kyle Jacob, two psychopaths in the backfield. I mean, they made so many plays for us, and we got another group of playmakers that are going to do the same thing.
Thanks.
Yep.
Wags.
So did you mention have you been at all limited this spring or have you been full go?
So Unfortunately, I got a little nicked up on practice 6, so I haven't practiced since. But it's just a small foot injury, so I'll be out for the rest of spring ball. But I've been able to go to practices, watch them and stuff like that, get stronger in the weight room. It's just something that I've had to have to deal with, and I'll be back during the summer, and I'll be full go during fall camp and ready to go during the season.
Have Kendall and Reyes been full go?
Yeah, Kendall and Reyes and the younger guys on the bottom have all gone full go, and they've gotten their reps in. They've been doing a great job.
So if you could kind of talk about the responsibilities of the defensive tackle, and what at Navy, what does Coach Hall expect out of that position?
I'd say recently what he's been saying is mucking up the front. You want to be he also says, the stubborn tree stump in the front yard, you just can't seem to get out. That's one thing that he tries to relate to us, especially on our full movements and our in our angles and our like slants. He wants us to be destructive, disruptive, and go make plays. And yes, it's like a hugely physical job, but also it is a big technical job as well. Like not having too large of a step upfield. Sometimes we need to have a lateral step, having the right strike, and that goes down the line for nose guard and defensive end. But I definitely say you want to be disruptive. You want to be sturdy. We want to be stubborn, not allowing the surge that offensive lineman wants to get on y'all, not letting that happen.
I think I'm pretty good, Griff.
Thank you.
Anyone have anything else? All right, great job, Griff.
Thank y'all.
We'll be back at 3 o'clock. We'll be back at 3 o'clock with Coach Hall.